And it's interesting you share that. But for me, it seems to be all tied together. There's a certain expectation that things should go a particular way, and then things don't go a particular way. What then after that? And, you also mentioned about how dysfunctional families, which I'd like us to touch on a little bit, because I feel that maybe this might be an experience of dysfunctional, emotional behavior, for lack of a better word, because we don't know how to function emotionally in a healthy manner. But I think, correct me if I'm wrong, just like you mentioned in this case of the words parents use, we expect you to be number one, full stop. We don't care. Can you see how much I'm doing? I think possibly us as both men and women, we use that same language in how we relate. But because our parents are always there, if we fail, in quotes, they can just look at us with a bad eye and just, withhold love or withhold some certain privileges that we used to have before, and they attribute it to that failure, that because I didn't perform at that time, I've withheld this. So I think we go with that template in our relationships, where if this person does not comply with whatever I think is a positive way of relating in a relationship, then I withdraw my attention. Or she will withdraw her attention. Hence, doing the same punishment. So, I don't know. What do you think of that?
No, I will agree in a sense. Yes, there are expectations. And that is where I have said before, what informs the expectation? Because that expectation may be misinformed. And this is my common phrase when I'm dealing with young people who have been in a relationship, or they're in a relationship that doesn't seem to be working. I ask that question, is this your wife? And of course they say no. And I say, if she is not your wife, then you are in competition with others for her. And if you are not her husband, she may still be sampling to find out where she would settle. And so you just happen to have been part of that journey for her. You have served a purpose in her life.
Yes.
And that is okay. And she possibly has also served a purpose which you can learn and grow from and move to something else, because now you are better prepared to handle any future relationship should another one come, just the same way this one came. Because possibly, yes, there are things you didn't do right, which you need to evaluate as you reflect. And then given a chance again in future, you know things that you will not need to do or you need to do. Or even if the same woman was to reappear again in your life for some reason, now you know what not to do or what to do because of the reflection. Now, people don't spend time to reflect and find out what might have happened. And you see, when you talk about locus of control, there are many people who have an external locus of control where all that happens about them, they're not responsible. It is somebody else out there who is responsible. Oh, that girl was not serious. Oh, that girl was not this and that. Oh, that girl did this and that. Now, forgetting that, what did you do yourself? There could be something that you did for which you can take responsibility. And that is what internal locus of control will help us. Looking inside us and saying, okay, what have I contributed in this? What could I do differently, or what could I have done differently? Then, if there was anyone to blame, what a portion of blame can I take for this? That is being accountable and taking responsibility. Now, many people don't want to do that. They want to blame somebody else. Them, they're fine. Them, they're okay. They're offended. They're victims. They're grieved. But they don't see how they offend us. How they are the reason why things went the way they went. It takes two to tango. So if one does their part well, then the other one also does their part well, then this thing works in harmony. But if one doesn't do it well, even if that other person does everything excellent, and I don't do what is excellent for it to work, it will not work. Equally, I could as well be as excellent as I can, but if the other one can't work on their issues, then that's okay. Then I have nothing to blame myself for. I have nothing to really be mad about. I'll just accept the reality that, oh, okay, it did not all depend on me. Whatever depended on me, I did. But now what was beyond me, there is nothing I could do about it. And then you accept the fate that has come your way. So that is one bit that I observe, that many people are not maybe able, or they don't know they need to do that self-reflection and evaluate, so that they can know at what point am I accountable, at what point am I not accountable. And that is why we are having all these issues that we are having, that every other time it is the other person to blame. And you see, once it's the other person to blame, that's a very easy thing. It leaves you in a very good place. Yeah, because you are fine. You have been hurt, you've been offended, you've been aggrieved, so you can find sympathy from somebody. And that is why when I'm dealing with couples presenting issues, I prefer to hear the side of both of them, whether together or independently, but at least I would want to get the two perspectives. I don't rely on just one perspective, because everybody will present their best, how they are victims. The other one also, when they come, for example, if a boy talks to you about a certain girl, you also want to see that girl that he's talking about, because of the kind of things that are being described. You're like, what? I would also love to see who that is. Now, when the other person comes, they're totally different from what you had. And when they give you their story, you wonder, are you talking about the guy I talked to? Because again, it's so different. So that's my observation. Yes. But you see, when people are able to own up and take a responsibility and say, oh yeah, I think I should have done this. Oh yeah, I think it's because I did this. Now I know. Oh, now I see. Now you see, that way you can get insight. Yeah, for counselors, we talk about an aha moment. You get to aha, it's like, now I see. This is it. I didn't know that. You see, now people need to get to that aha moment where they realize, now I see. Now I get. Now, but if you can't get to that place of now I see and now I get it, then it is not you, it is the other person. Yes. And that is an observation that I've made.
Thank you for listening to the podcast. If you have learned anything today, please share one takeaway that you've gotten from this conversation in the comments below. And if you find this beneficial, please share with your friends. And until next time, please try and apply one thing that you got from this episode in your life this week to make your life more impactful. Thank you and have a great day.